Okay, understand each of the payload and understand actually the response body. This each of the things actually the important. Each of the dot is important in a user story. Okay, so we actually added so many. Some of the format they messed it up, but we are going to fix it. So all I'm saying, just do not do things blindly. People will catch you in the first minute or the second minute, but you'll be caught up by people if someone find out you are doing things memorizingly. So do not do those kind of things in any environment. You don't know it, just simply say, I need more time to understand it, do it. Do not do overcommitment, less delivery. Or do not say, I know it, but you don't know it. It's better you know it. Okay? So when you read a little bit details, you'll find out how this works. So basically what you read and the developer can verify. If something is not matching properly, you can talk to the developer because the code is basically the same way. When you say the dependency, developer in the code base, there is a dependency like this as well. Means there is a link from one section to another section. That's called the dependency. So highly recommend you guys take time to read each of this and prepare your question. If you do not understand, in the next week, the first hour, we are going to solve, means answering one by one. Before we start the Java in the part. You got your idea? Before you, like a hands-on, make sure you read each of these API, understand them, understand the dependency very well, and then actually you can do the execution. After the execution, you need to talk what you see. It means if 200 says something, just say it. If in an interview we ask, what is the 200 does, do not tell me the okay. You 200 means, okay, in the application, I can give you an example with the sign in. I can give you example with the OTP. I can give you example with the profile change. That's how I want to hear. Do not tell me a single second 200 means this shit. Do not. So I'm not teaching you that. Well, you solve the application and you tell what you did. Good? Any question on it? And that's the most of the people mess up. Why? Because they do not do anything. And another is, I show you one. If I show everything, it is not going to help you at all. They wrote, we showed product owner 1 or 2 user story. They are writing the remaining. That's how the expectation should be. So then they are writing. They have any question, they will ask. Hey, but if you guys think, well, you show me sign in, I'm done. Let me go back, sleep. Take the Tylenol, take the allergic medication so I can sleep longer. Oh, that's not how it works. Solve the whole application, right? Get it stuck, get the issue. This is not working. That's how you learn. And that's the environment is given to you. If I read all of them, it will not help you. I can guarantee you. Nothing is going to help you until you take this step yourself. You get stuck. You start sweating. Things is not working. Why? Because that's exactly you will be facing in the work. So let's say the change password. User need to have a verified registered account. That's good. Need to sign in to get the token. You see this? Telling you. Need to get the token. Pass the token in the header so that we can change the password. You do not tell me next time how this API works. You should be reading this. See that? They literally tells you, user already sign in, and sign in API need to be done. Then you get a token. Need to sign in to get the token, and you pass this token to change the password. You understand this? So you have to sign up. Once you do the sign in, from the user point of view, once you log in from the browser, you don't see the token. You don't need to worry about the token because it is actually under the hood. It wrap up everything. Token is all in the backend. In the user, you just type your username and the password. But related, you have a token. In the API, you need to get this token. You need to pass the token to the header to change the password. We'll be doing this today. Okay? As a user, I should be able to forget password. user need to have a registered account again. The forget password means you cannot execute the forget password unless you have a valid account already created. Password reset. Okay, so of course we from the always think about, you don't need to be like the technically the shabby to understand the technology. If you understand from the front end what is behaving, you can easily convert yourself into the technology person. So password reset is valid. See, there is issues here. We're going to fix it. Password, then reset. Maybe we can say one word. Good? You can say, hey, should we need the two actually? After the password, we are pressing the another one. We can call the password reset. Okay? Yeah, reset password, whatever. So we can fix it. So if you see something is not, you can read the question to understand whether we are accepting or not. You can. You just do not blindly do it. If something is not making sense, just say, is it like this or it can be different? User need to have a registered account, also need to have a valid email sent to the email to the OTP. If you want to password reset, right? You already registered. Isha said everything. He just should have a, I did Yusha, he just said everything has a valid account. Then I want to spank you. That's not everything. You need to say the right word. Come on, man. So then the Pranto and the Pratik has fixed it. So not only they are registered, to get this, it will send you an OTP. So you need to have the access of the email. And not only this. What about if you do not receive the OTP? Right. What does it mean then? What is the problem then?
The email is not right.
No, email is not right. One thing, maybe email service is down. I told you guys this because we are not using we do not have a service. As sending you guys SMS, sending you guys email, that's not our service. So you are sending the right email, you are not receiving, and you will verify. Fahmid, can you verify this? Munna, can you verify this? 3 people, they are not receiving. At this moment,
also the API can be wrong.
No.
So user does not have any. That's all backend.
Which one?
No, like I'm telling
The
you,
API could be down or something.
Anything. Yes, you can say. But if the developer said no, it's working fine. Our API is working fine. At this moment,
the email is wrong or the third party service is down.
yes, and you understand your email is correct. You said that. You clarified that this is the one. And developer can verify your email in the database. So that 2 checklist is done. Third checklist is we are not receiving email. At this moment, we are going to ping their API because we actually consume their API or the email notification or email sending. So that's how the third party involved. See this? So this, any OTP, any email, it's a third party API that we are using. It's called the send grid.
Another thing I want to ask, is it possible to have one API down, not all of the API, like the database and server is fine, but one API could be down?
Yeah, of course.
All this time I thought like
Down,
everything is down. But
no, that's not how it is.
To have one API is down.
No, each API represents some user story, means some functionality. One sign up API is done, sign in is working. At this moment, people will not be able to sign up. Reset password API is down. Oh, user can sign in, user can buy the product.
I think it depends. If your sign in is down, then the whole website is down.
Yeah, it depends what you're trying to do.
But if the about page is down, other things down. Like all the APIs are connected to the database. It's possible to have like one API down, but the rest is working. So if the API down and there is nothing dependent on that API, then everything should be working. But if one API dependent on another one is down. So like sign-in API, that's not working. But imagine like the about option, the website now working is not gonna matter. But how do we like all the APIs are connected to the database? one single API can be done by the rest is there. When the snow was like this in front of my house, like this high, I had to like put my pen down, pull my pen down.
Okay, sorry. So I think we discussed in the beginning, but one more time for the refresher. Pranto can take over the rest because he built it. He knows all of this. Pranto, you can. So we can start with actually the API and then go back with each of the endpoint. Good, one by one.
Okay, so will I continue from the slide or Swagger?
Do with the one slide, one API, one slide, one API. Make sure read the precondition, the dependency part very well. That's the where everybody will be stuck.
Okay, so let me open the slide. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so the first of all, the sign up and sign in. So the sign up is like the description is as a user. So here the user is like the buyer actually for this payload. So I should be able to sign up using my name, email, and password. And this is the API endpoint. So the endpoint is the unique identity of every API. Okay, and here is the precondition. Users need to have a valid email and name. Basically, obviously, when you will sign up an account in the any application, okay, or also this application, you must have a valid email address. Either like whenever because when you will sign up, you will get an OTP code in your email. So if your email is not valid and if you don't have the credential of your email, you will not get the token and you will not able to pass the token. Okay.
So
So I
you
mean
see,
the password.
like
Yep.
we need to enhance the sign up API. We need to add the CAPTCHA so that it can be protected from the hacker. We need to enhance this API with the complex password. Now you can do anything else. That's how the user story enhancement work. Existing user story, that's how you enhance.
May I forget something like this? Prerequisite and precondition, same thing or different thing, right? Prerequisite and precondition.
It's kind of the similar word. It just
It's the same thing, right? That's what yeah. This was a long time ago. I wanted.
it's kind of the same thing. It just each company they use the different terms. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, please continue.
Okay, so and then another one is like password must be 6 characters at least. So this one is basically to like for the security purpose as already mentioned, that we can give the at least 6 characters and also one symbol, one uppercase, one lowercase, so to make it more complex. Okay, and here we can see that this is the payload, and this API, this request has the payload because it's a post request, and as you know that all the post request must have the payload. Okay, so here you can see in the payload we have to send the email in the email field. Okay, we have to send an email address, then we have to give the name of the user, okay, in the name field, and we have to give the password to fulfill this requirement. Okay, so after giving all this information, then when we will send the request, it will basically it will register an account with this email into the database, and also it will send a one-time password or OTP in this email. Okay, and then we have to pass this email in another request. We will go over that. So if I go to the Swagger, basically this one is the API. See, API / user / sign up, and as I mentioned that this endpoint is unique identity for every API. You'll see that every API they have some common like /API /user, then /API /product. All these things